What Nigerians are saying is here where we share what your thoughts are on some of the biggest stories. Today we're looking at Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who is not relenting in sharing her story and telling her truth. Recall that she first made the allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio on television. She's granted other television interviews from Sky News to BBC, where she's given several instances of the Senate President harassing her, making snide remarks and making flirtatious or sexual remarks to her. And then she's of the opinion that her suspension is not necessarily because she refused to move seats, but it's because she had criticized the Senate President. In fact, she said, how is it coincidence? Is it really coincidence that on the day she submitted a sexual allegation petition, the very next day, she's suspended for 6 months? So it feels like she's that bone that people are unable to swallow. You recall how very fiercely this woman fought during her elections when the roads were broken leading to her polling unit. So she fought her way through to her seat, and she's still fighting. Now, yesterday, reports reaching us were that there was a move to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan by her constituents. And there was a video that was alleged to be a video of people who were gathered together to recall her. However, in several other videos we saw, it then revealed that that wasn't the case, that these people were misled. Let's take a look at this video of this man explaining what brought him there and how we all got to this place.
Early morning, this early morning, we were informed that we should come for an empowerment. When we get to the field, we are asked to bring our voter's card and the VIN, the number here. So we now ask why, because we heard that we should come for the empowerment. So they gave us a form to fill. You fill with your VIN and pen your signature. Then most of us will refuse that we cannot do that because we don't know that an empowerment can be done in this way. So we now left the field.
Are you here for the recall of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan?
No, sir, we are not. We are here for an empowerment.
But we are not aware about the recall by some group of APC.
No, not at all. No. So we are here for an empowerment. We are not supposed to be here for an empowerment. And we are given an instruction to come with our voter's card. So that was the instruction given to us, that we should be here with our voter's card.
Now, these are just allegations about what is happening in Kogi State. So if you're wondering why, they actually need to sign, it's one of the first steps to recall a senator, where the voters in that constituency have to come together, sign a petition. More than half of those who voted in that constituency have to sign a petition that will be submitted to the INEC president, who will then verify the signatures, and then they can take the next steps once they can see that the constituents no longer have a vote of confidence in their representative. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, all these allegations are should and still will be investigated. However, when this news broke on social media, Nigerians shared their thoughts, and we're now going to X to see what Nigerians are saying about the situation. Our first tweet is from Miss Pearl. And in this tweet, Miss Pearl says, same way they are queuing up for peanuts to recall Natasha, same way some Nigerians will queue up for rice and 5K in 2027 to sell their conscience. We are not ready. And the conversation we had just concluded for this segment, if you remember, Dan Bello Galadanchi had also shared his thoughts on this, saying he was very upset to see the son of the president sharing rice, 50,000 naira, and basically just harping on the mentality of people not being able to fight for their vote, fight for their democracy, and to be led by, peanuts, money, rice, and all these other things. But then again, that shows what the instrumentality of poverty can do. We move to our next tweet from Informa, who says, please, what is Senator Natasha Akpoti's offense? What kind of country are we in? You keep the people poor, then call them together to share their own wealth to them in piecemeal to recall their senator. Poverty is a tool in the hands of Nigerian politicians. Again, highlights what we've been saying. We'll move over from Informa's tweet to another tweet. And in this tweet by Wayimi Lube, he says, Kogi people, your life is in your hands. Don't let them recall Senator Natasha Akpoti from a number of the videos that we've seen and the sentiment that we've seen shared on social media by the Kogi people themselves, they don't seem to have lost faith in Senator Natasha Akpoti. In fact, they would argue that this is the most representation they've gotten in a long time. These are some of the conversations and, you know, the sense that we get from people's explanations on social media. And if you are from Kogi, please tweet at News Central TV to let us know your thoughts about this. But moving on to our next tweet from Ikenga, Amadioha is tweeting. It says, same people behind the recall are the same people that's telling you that Nigeria is broke. Those guys are evil. They have no heart. They can spend anything to silence anyone but can't feed their constituents. Our next tweet is from Renew. Renew, of course, says Senator Natasha, PDP. Governor Fubara, PDP. APC systematically weakening the opposition into 2027. What exactly is PDP useful for? Atiku will soon release a statement that he condemns. He should sack whoever is handling that account. And as expected, he did release a statement where he's condemned a number of these. But what do you expect him to do? He has to condemn now. Just remind me of Iron Condemn. Now, moving away from that, Blossom Martin says they used Natasha to test the waters of suspending an elected official. Nigerians did nothing. They moved on to the bigger plan. Natasha's 6-month suspension was to test the waters for their bigger plan. And guess what? Nigerians will still do nothing. Blossom Martins isn't the only one tweeting about this. Let's move to the next one. It says the problem with Nigerian politics is that it is a time waster. Ever since Senator Natasha was suspended, I've not heard the Senate do any other work. River State, same thing. All politics, little governance. This is how they'll be fighting till the next election cycle. And that's from this other tweet. Now, Odiaka Ose says, an APC-sponsored recall to further silence Senator Natasha Akpoti. Meanwhile, the 27 errant lawmakers in Rivers were allowed to be used to carry out a coup in Rivers. Satan and his cohorts are in charge of this country. Please, but these are very, very strong allegations that ought to be investigated, and we do hope that we can get to the bottom of it. Odiaka Ose is not our final tweet. I believe we have another tweet, and okay, yeah, this is our final tweet, yes. So let us know what your thoughts are. Should this be investigated? Of course it should be investigated. We should get to the root of this. Not just investigated, because we want to know who has done it, but we also need to ensure that if we find out that there are people indeed that have orchestrated the fraudulent attempt at recalling Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, that they be brought to justice, they be brought to face the wrath of the law. Because indeed, it's nothing short of embarrassing, Benga.
Absolutely, and it's very embarrassing and tragic. And look, I hate to burst a bubble. No one is going to investigate anything, and she's against very powerful forces. But I'm happy this is in the limelight. But
what are they afraid of? It's a question. What are they afraid of? Why?
It's a battle of egos. They just don't like someone that is brave to speak enough to speak up. So they want to silence her.
Well,
that's it.
Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan does not look like someone that can be silenced. She will definitely not go down without a fight, as we can see she's fighting. And we hope that we can come to a conclusion in the nearest few days, weeks, something that would involve her being heard. If you say nothing happened, if you say you did not do anything, if you say that she's just making up situations, give her fair hearing. All the story about them, suspending her because of the seating allocation to the world, it's not looking fair. It's not looking sincere.
Exactly.
It's making us look bad.
Quite embarrassing.